Welcome back, my mutant children. This is Streebo, aka Captain Streebo, Mr. Magic, here to offer some words of wisdom to tickle your pineal gland, but hopefully we won't tickle it too hard. I was inspired by a recent trip to the store. We have great Ed McKay's here in North Carolina where you can go trade old books, movies, what have you, for new stacks of books, movies, comics, whatever you like. So today I scored some new books, and I'd like to do, in upcoming videos, I'd like to do some reviews of some books that I haven't read, okay? And just this week I was taking a look at the list of the best-selling graphic novels of the past year, and this monstrous graphic novel was one of them. It was one of the top 10 best-selling graphic novels of 2018, actually. I looked at the past year. And lo and behold, I ran across it at Ed McKay's today when I traded some books in, so I thought I would grab it. Also on today's score, some very rare collections of Meta Baron's comic books. Iron Fist from the Marvel Now initiative. I believe these were originally published in 2015. Got 2 collections of those. Okay. Now maybe I'll review some of these books one day, and maybe I'll review something else, because I actually have a few books here. Yeah, I'm shooting this on my bed. I shoot books on my bed, in my car, at my desk. I don't care. I'm trying to make these as simple as possible for me to shoot. I've also got a hold of some other books here that I would like to review. I have the notorious Comicsgate book, Jawbreakers. I was able to get a copy off of eBay for essentially the original price. Didn't come with a poster, but that's all right. Spider-Gwen and Gwenpool. I have not read any of these. I would actually like to review all of these one day. I like the idea that this is a dangerous book, that people are mad about people reading it and reviewing it, so I'd like to look at it. And these books just make me sick looking at them, Spider-Gwen and Gwenpool, but I'm going to try to have an open mind, because I hate derivative characters. I especially hate derivative characters that were once dead characters, like Gwen Stacy turned into this weirdo Spider-Gwen character. And then if that wasn't bad enough, yeah, Gwenpool, which is a combination of Gwen Stacy and Deadpool. I don't know anything about them. Maybe they're great. I'm going to give them a fair chance and review them. And also the anarchist in me that just wants to see the world burn. I like seeing the matter and antimatter of Comicsgate and these books smashed together. So that makes me happy. Now, in order for me to review books for you, I think it's important for me to establish a gold standard baseline. So I grabbed a few books from out of my various boxes here to try to give you an idea of what I expect from the best of comic books. So one thing you're going to see in most of these is that you're going to have a complete story, or at least a complete setup for a story in any one of these issues. To me, that's part of giving the reader their value for their money. Okay, we're kind of in the era of waiting for trade, where decompressed storytelling has taken over, especially in with the major companies. And that was one of the things that really kind of turned me off over the past decade, aside from the way that fans and customers were treated with things like One More Day. I'm trying not to go into that again, but anyway, let me show you a few of these. So to me, these establish the gold standard of comic books for Streebo-rama. Okay, the Eternals #1 may not have a complete story, but it gives you a complete setup, an entire cosmology, an entire universe, an entire mythology, a new mythos, all in one pulse-pounding issue. Great artwork that just leaps off the page. Just pure molten imagination from the mind of Jack Kirby, King Kirby. Okay. Planetary. Architects of the Imagination. I picked this particular issue because it's obvious that they're doing Doc Savage, that they're working with an analog of Doc Savage in this. So this entire issue focuses on what happened to the pulp heroes of this world. You know, Doc Savage, their version of the Shadow, and that sort of thing. So that background story is juxtaposed with the Planetary organization's investigation into what's going on. Now, I can't give you a synopsis for each one of these. I'm just going to have to kind of fly through them. Here we go. New Mutants. Early on, you know, unbridled imaginative artwork from the amazing artist Bill Sienkiewicz. True shamanic paintings. There you go. Look at that. The shaman's job, the artist's job, is to make the viewer, make the audience see the world in new ways. And here you go. I mean, that doesn't get any better than with Bill Sienkiewicz. But anyway, Demon Bear. Godland, kind of a modern pastiche on a lot of the old Jack Kirby stuff. But again, they kind of made it their own. This kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about a lot of fan fiction and fan art, and especially fan films with independent filmmakers. You know, instead of doing your own Eternals book, you know, or Eternals fan fiction or New Gods or whatever, you know, they did Godland, which obviously wears its influences on its sleeve. That's a stylistic decision, but it's also very much its own story. It's its own thing. It's its own mythos. There you go. My all-time favorite comic book, The Invisibles, because the entire series is an active hyper sigil where if you actually read it, your mind will change. You will become part of the story, and the world around you will realign itself. You have to read it to find out why. but my friend, that's what you call a comic book that gives you its worth. Here's Meta Barons again. You know, instead of a Star Wars fan film, do your own Star Wars. Remember, George Lucas wanted to do Flash Gordon. When he couldn't do Flash Gordon, he did Star Wars. Here, Meta Barons, we have Alejandro Jodorowsky's version of Dune. Okay, he put a lot of time and effort into actually adapting Dune to the cinema. There is an absolutely fantastic documentary called Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune, which chronicles that entire saga and how close he got to actually making the film. He had the best artists and creative individuals in the industry banded together to work with him. And at the end, the funding just fell through, which happens with films. So rather than let all those ideas die, he reskinned it and reshaped it, and he turned it into Meta Barons. The Authority, I'm explaining too much. This video is going to go on forever, so I just can't do that. The Authority, you know, postmodern superhero storytelling. You know, what if superheroes were real? What if they really did have an effect on the world? You know, what would it be like? What if they really did go after the real bad guys? You know, corrupt government officials and that sort of stuff. Here's Grant Morrison's take on the X-Men, the new X-Men. You can see this had a huge influence on the subsequent films and whatnot. It's too bad they didn't actually adapt these stories, although some of these stories were adapted for the X-Men anime series, which is well worth checking out. There's more Morrison. You're going to see a lot of Morrison in my stacks. Do not love everything Morrison, though. Was not a fan of his Batman run at all. JLA done right. He brought the Justice League back. You have to remember, Justice League was floundering before he took it over, and he brought it back. Unfortunately, it was in the midst of that bizarre red, Superman Blue, so that kind of tainted his whole series, which makes me which I'm just disgusted with. You know, it's tantamount to studio interference. You know, it's the commissioner interfering with the actual creation of the art that they paid the artist to create. So instead of having the classic Superman in these stories, we've got the old stupid Electro Superman. But still absolutely great story, Rock of Ages. And all of these, you either get a full story in the issue or you get, a great setup. There's more. Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, the relaunch. Here's probably one of the major influencers on a lot of the stuff that I like. Days of Future Past, Chris Claremont, John Byrne's work, where they jump the X-Men storyline into the future. Fear Agent, the greatest Marvel DC crossover ever, JLA Avengers, written by Kurt Busiek, artwork by the incomparable George Perez. Oh, there's another Invisibles stuck in there. I tried not to do doubles. I only liked a few of the early issues of Grant Morrison's Batman run, so I threw that one in there. Original Captain Marvel. There you go. There's Alan Moore's Miracle Man number 15. That was the end of his run, which has, if you want to see what it would really be like if Superman fought Zod, in this case, I think they fight in London. This is what it's like. So anyway, just wanted to give you a look at these things. There's Watchmen, Zenith, Sandman, Supreme, No Hero, Iron Fist, Original Fantastic Four, Batman 400, Mage Comics, Sin City, Hell and Back, Daredevil holds Bullseye hostage with a gun to his head in the hospital, Spirit by Will Eisner, Return of Adam Warlock, Tomb of Dracula, Strange Death of Adam Warlock, completely left out of the Infinity Saga, but the Infinity War, Infinity Crusade, all of that was built around the Adam Warlock stories. Swamp Thing, New Mutants, Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu, first appearance of Silver Surfer. We can go on and on and on. But anyway, if you like this channel, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, share it with your friends, share it out there on Twitter, Twatter. There's one, Steve Niles, Mystery Society. Really like this. I hope it gets adapted into film one day. And of course, follow along, and if you want to, if you have any requests for any of these you'd like me to review sooner rather than later, then let me know. So thanks for watching. Join us at the links down below. This is Streebo, Indie Film Reviews, and we'll see you next time.